everybody, and welcome in. This is the first time that I know of that we've looked this way. Well, I look this way all the time, but coming to you this way from my home, Dr. Rice is in the studio and is our guest today. Dr. Rice, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, Sam, and it's amazing what technology can do, including how good we both look.
Yeah, that's a true story. And I won't challenge you on that. You know, I was thinking about you just the other day. You've been in education and you've been at the helm of the school for quite some time. Did you ever think that we would be where we are right now?
Absolutely not. Sam, I've just completed a little over 40 years in higher education, cumulative, and for most of those 40 years I've been trying to entice students to campus, and the last 4 weeks we've been trying to get them to leave campus and shelter at home.
Well, speaking of campus, I'm always struck by the beauty of that campus when I make the drive up, to tape a show. And in every direction you look, the kids that come to school there and young adults really have a beautiful campus to utilize.
Thank you for saying that. My wife and I, of course, live on this campus, and we've lived here just slightly more than 12 years, and it is beautiful. In the springtime, it's beautiful. We've planted, thanks to the Merkel Foundation in Tulsa, they've been giving us a beautification grants for some time, and so we've added some more trees that next spring we've added, you'll see some beautiful trees that we've added that will provide even more beauty. But thank you for saying it. It is a beautiful campus. Our students, our faculty, our staff, our visitors, we all remark about the natural beauty of this campus, and so we're grateful that someone in 1909 had a vision to place the university on the hill.
Well, I'll tell you, Wildcat was a good slogan and a good name to add to it. It just works.
Yes.
You take a walk up there alone, but you're not by yourself. I mean, you're just surrounded with so much. Anyway, we appreciate the fact that you could take time out of your schedule and visit with us a little bit today. Let's kind of get down to why we've got you here. The approach to education, everybody's saying, when are we going to get back to normal? This may be the new normal for a while. What do you see in the future?
That's a very interesting question, Sam. And if I knew for sure, I'd go to the stock market right now. But we think that some of this will stay with us for a considerable amount of time. First of all, let me back up and say we've always been a leader in distance education. Thanks to President Emeritus Richard Mosier many years ago, before it was even thought of distance education in Oklahoma, Richard Mosier was doing that, and so we've been a leader in distance education. So we were somewhat prepared for what hit us about spring break, but it's no small feat of what happened here with our faculty, staff, and students coming together, and our faculty in 2 weeks' time assembled every class to finish this semester what we call remote instruction. Some were online, some were by Zoom and other things that just to accommodate whatever a student might have or whatever a faculty member could use. So we were able to complete this semester, which officially ends May 9th, but we were able to do that because of the tenacity, the intelligence of our Center for Teaching and Learning. We've got some gifted individuals, and so we were able to do that. But to answer your question, we feel like that some of this is going to be around certainly until there is a vaccine for treatment and for the prevention of COVID-19. So this summer, all of our classes are online. This fall, we fully intend to open. We're not exactly sure we still may be social distancing, but we can still open even if we're social distancing by spacing the seats in the classroom, by having some alternating class schedules. We could even play some sports with a few spectators. We can have students in our dorms and on-campus housing. There may just require more spacing. We're hoping and we believe that things will be back to almost normal, if not normal by the fall. But if not, we do have some plans in place to go ahead and invite students back to campus. In fact, we're going to start campus tours on May the 18th. We're reopening and bring back our staff to campus. We've never really closed the campus. There's been administrators working all during this time and other what we call mission critical employees that have been coming to campus. We have our mask. I have my mask just out of reach of the camera. But we have sanitizers, and so. But we're going to invite our staff who've been telecommuting from home back on May the 18th. Some are volunteering to come back on May the 11th. But we're going to have campus tours. Of course, everything has to be prearranged and by appointment, but we're going to provide masks and sanitizers, and for those individuals that want to come and take a tour of RSU campus, we will be scheduling those the week of May 18th. Now, while we've been somewhat close to the public, we've still been at work, and we've been enrolling students, we've been advising, we're getting ready for commencement. I just did a taping here at the RSU TV studios for the commencement, for the 108th commencement, the very first commencement that's online, or the commencement that we've never done before, which is by online. And so things are happening. We've even created a tour of the campus by a virtual tour, so that we can show students even before the fall. But I know that's a long answer to your question, but we hope to be back to normal by the fall.
Well, long is good for what it's worth, because you've encapsulated so much and given so much information. It's going to make it easier for me to jump from fence post to fence post. I guess the first open question I need to toss your way: does that also include summer classes? Will it be virtual, or will the students be able to come inside?
We made the decision a few weeks ago to have all online classes for the summer. There were so many unknowns that we wanted our students to know up front what they were signing up for, and we did reduce the price. We waived the online fee for online classes, but we wanted our students to know up front. We wanted our professors to know, because professors have to be prepared for online delivery of courses too. And so to answer your question, Sam, all of our classes are online this summer, and I would say that 99% of all universities and colleges in Oklahoma, the classes are online simply from the unknown.
You know, down the street from where I live, we heard a racket the other day. Went to the front window, and there was maybe a 3-4 car parade, and a young man in a cap and gown, high school graduate. And we were all moved, very moved, as the parade went around our little cul-de-sac, and everybody's waving. This young man couldn't go through a line, couldn't go through a graduation line. And I thought, I would not, if somebody had told me this 20 years ago, I'd have laughed at them. But that's life in the fast lane today. And everybody's having to adjust, the school included.
Absolutely.
Now, if the summer classes are virtual, then is it pretty safe to assume, based on what you said a few moments ago, that we're going to attempt to open the classrooms in the fall?
That's correct, Sam. Again, with some unknowns, and we're monitoring, the community spread. We abide by the Governor Stitt and the state of Oklahoma's recommendations. We follow the CDC, or the Center for Disease Control. We also follow the Tulsa and Rogers County Health Department guidelines. But we believe in the fall that there will be students in the classrooms. We may have the desk chairs 6 foot apart for social distancing, but
Sure.
we do plan on having students in the classrooms in the fall. Now, some of those may take a class on ground, some may take online, and some may take a blended class. You might come to class for 1 hour or 2, and then you may take the other hour online. So our academic council and our professors and Dr. Beck and the academic folks are working on that now, because we really believe that we'll have students back on campus, but we do believe that social distancing will probably be a part of our life for at least the fall semester.
Well, and we've got about 3 minutes left, a little less. I want to throw a ball to you, something to think about. Yesterday, I was in the car listening to MSNBC, and I'm driving along, and all of a sudden, they hit me broadside with a fact that came out of Great Britain. They said that a group of scientists working there believe they've come across, by accident, a vaccine, and they're already testing it. Now, their outlook is, and I don't want to give anybody any false hope, and I don't want to, say it's over, it's because it's not. But they've gone to testing on human beings, and they hope to release it to the public, to the general public, at the end of May. And there's been no discussion about it in this country at all. And I really wish we could hear more about it, but there is hope. And we've got some of the best minds in the world on top of it.
Absolutely, Sam. One thing that this pandemic has, I think, one of the bright spots in all this, it's refocused the entire world on the importance of science, the importance of research. We just rock along and kind of take our scientists and our science community for granted, but we really do need science. We do need research. And so this has kind of refocused folks on thinking that the higher education is very essential. Mm-hmm. And before we close, too, Sam, I want to brag on RSU Television. RSU Television has helped delivering educational content to Tulsa Public Schools and also to Claremore Sequoia. And if I have my numbers right in my head, I think Royal Ailes told me that they're impacting about 13,000 third, fourth, and fifth graders. And so I want to give a big shout out to RSU Television for innovative ways to help during this pandemic.
Well, I need to acknowledge our general manager, Royal Ailes, who's been hard at work on this and some other projects that help RSU Public TV, as you well know. But he gets no real credit out in the public land. He owes me $5, so I'm doing this, and maybe he'll pay up.
Absolutely.
Dr. Rice, we're out of time, and I want to thank you for coming by. And with an eye to the future, we'll see you down the road, my friend.
Thank you, Sam. It's always a pleasure to share a few minutes with you, and be safe.
You too. We'll be right back.